Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. In this audio presentation, I will be discussing the third chapter from Snapshots. The name of the chapter is Ranga's Marriage. It is written by Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. And it's a very important chapter. And so, dear students, let's start. Now, before I get into the text of this particular chapter, let me at first read the lines that is written before the main text, that is the intro part. So here it is written, Ranga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been to the city to pursue his studies. So he was the one who went to the city for his higher studies. Now, in the course of the story, dear students, you will get to know that he went to Bangalore from Hosahalli for his higher studies. When he returns to his village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house. Mill means to gather around his house to see whether he has changed or not. His ideas about marriage are now quite different, or are they? Then there is an interrogative sign being given. Now, when he returned to Hosahalli from Bangalore after completing his higher studies, the entire village, it seems so, gathered around his house to see whether he has changed or not. Even now, his views related with marriage are very much modern, or we can say ultra modern. Now, whether his views about marriage are exactly or really different, or are they the same? Now, in order to know the answers of all this, we have to read the chapter. So, now, dear students, from the intro part, we are now moving on to the main text. See, it is written, and here I read the very first line. When you see this title, which title? Ranga's Marriage. Remember, uh, the style that is followed here is a very interactive style. It seems that the author Venkatesha Iyengar, he is interacting with his readers. So let us move on with the very first line from the text. When you see this title, some of you may ask, and here I quote, Ranga's Marriage. Why not Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijaya? Well, yes, I know I could have used some other mouth filling one like Jagannatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana. Now, as I told you all, dear students, that the author is interacting with the readers. Now, the author is saying that he could have used fancy title instead of Ranga's Marriage. He could have used title like Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijaya, but uh, or he could have used title like Jagannatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana, but he haven't used any sort of mouth watering or mouth filling titles. He has simply given the title of the story Ranga's Marriage. Now, what is the reason behind it? Now, as I told you all, dear students, that his style of writing is very interactive. Now, he asks the question and he himself gives the answer. But then, this is not about Jagannatha's victory or Girija's wedding. It's about our own Ranga's marriage, and hence no fancy title. Now, since it is about our own Ranga's marriage, our own local boy Ranga's marriage. So, no fancy title, simply Ranga's marriage. So, the question that he asked in the previous line, he is giving answer to that in the very next line by saying that Ranga is a local boy. Ranga is our own, very own. So, no fancy title, simply Ranga's marriage. Hosahalli is our village. You must have heard of it. No? What a pity. Now, remember one thing, dear students, Hosahalli is the name of the village. I guess you all remembered that while I was discussing the intro part, at that time I discussed about Hosahalli. Though Hosahalli is not a character, but yes, in the context of this particular story, we might consider Hosahalli, the village, also as a character. And you all will find, dear students, that though the main storyline is related with Ranga's marriage, but it seems that the author has a soft corner for the village where he stays, that is Hosahalli, and on many occasions it seems that he gets drifted from the main topic. So let me continue. It's about our own village and hence no fancy title. Hosahalli is our village. You must have heard of it. No? What a shame or what a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. Now, the author is saying that it is not your fault because Hosahalli has not been mentioned in any of the geography book. Those sahibs in England writing in English probably do not know that such a place exists and so make no mention of it. Now he is blaming the foreigners, the foreign geographers, because it seems that those foreigners in England are writing in English, probably they haven't heard a place like Hosahalli can exist, and that is the only reason that they haven't mentioned it in the map, or rather to say they haven't mentioned it in the geography book. I repeat this line, dear students. Those sahibs in England writing in English probably do not know that such a place exists and so make no mention of it. Our own people too forget about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. Our one sheep walks into a pit, the rest blindly follow it. And we can't blame our own countrymen because they are ultimately like a flock of sheep, because ultimately when one sheep is walking into a pit, the rest are blindly following the first one. When both the sahibs in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer. Cartographer means a person who actually draws the map or locates the names of the places on the map. That person is known as a cartographer. So I am repeating once again, dear students, when both the sahibs in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer to remember to put it on the map, can you? Now, obviously, if the sahibs or the foreigners or the foreign geographers haven't mentioned it, and even when the people of our own country preferred to be with the foreigners, then how can you blame the cartographer? Because if no instruction is given to him regarding this place, how could he put it on the map? and so there is not even the shadow of our village on any map. So that is the sad part. The author is lamenting that that is the reason there is not even the shadow of our uh, village on any map. Now that is a very sad part. As I told you all, dear students, though the main theme is Ranga's marriage, but whenever it comes to Hosahalli, it seems that the author is very much emotional about his village, and the author at least drift from the Ranga's marriage point of view to Hosahalli. He drifts a bit. Here also we find that he is getting drifted from the main theme. So, dear students, I guess the first paragraph is clear to all of you. I'm moving on to the next one. Now, more about Hosahalli you will get to know. Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. As I told you that in this particular context or in this particular story, you will get to know that he gets drifted from one thing to another. Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to Varadvarsha what the sweet Karigadabu is to a festive meal, then Hosahalli is to Mysore state what the feeling is to the Karigadabu. Now, Karigadabu is actually a famous sweet that is very much popular in Hosahalli, in South India rather, and it is full of sweets, jaggeries, and coconut. Now, if all those important things are taken out from the sweet, will it retain the same delicious flavor as it had before? No. In the same way, if Hosahalli is taken out from Mysore state, then obviously Mysore state will have no significance. Just like if sugar, jaggeries, and other delicious flavors are taken out from the sweet Karigadabu, then obviously the sweet Karigadabu will have no importance or relevance as such, and it won't be tasty as it was previously. Just like the fillings in a Karigadabu is very important so that it can retain its delicious flavor. In the same way, Hosahalli is very important for Mysore state. If Hosahalli is taken out or not been mentioned, then obviously ultimately Mysore state will have no significance as such. So I repeat this line. So I am scrolling a bit on top. Sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to Varadvarsha, what the sweet Karigadabu is to a festive meal, then Hosahalli is to Mysore state, what the filling is to the Karigadabu. What I have said is absolutely true, believe me. Now, he is convincing the readers by saying that yes, for the Mysore state, the presence of the Hosahalli village is very significant, or rather to say, very important. I will not object to your questioning it, but I will stick to my opinion. Obviously, as I told you all, dear students, that his style of writing is very interactive, so he is not questioning anyone, but obviously he wants to stick to his own opinion. We have a doctor in our place. Which place? Hosahalli village. His name is Gunda Bhatta. He agrees with me. He has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asks him whether he has been there, he says, no, Anna. I have left that to you. Anna means brother in South India. Running around like a flea pestered dog is not for me. I have seen a few places in my time, though. As a matter of fact, he has seen many. Gundavatta has seen many places, but no other place is as popular and as favorite to him as the very own village of Hosahalli. No, he haven't went abroad, and uh, he even told the author that he is not like a flea-pestered dog that will move on from one place to another, but he told the author that he had seen many places, okay, in his time. Not all places, but many places he had seen in his time. And the most important thing is that though if you ask him, he will say that he had seen few places in his time, in his lifetime, but as a real matter of fact, the author himself is informing us that Gundavatta has seen many places in his lifetime. So, now, dear students, I guess the previous paragraph is also clear to all of you. I am moving on now to the next paragraph. We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. So, in this paragraph also, the same love for the village Hosahalli, it's very much close to the author, it seems, because he has already drifted, or he has already moved out or moved on from the track, from the main track. What is the main track? As you know, it's Ranga's marriage, but it seems that he had already drifted from the main track, and now he is praising his village. Particularly now he is talking about the speciality of the mangoes or the mango trees in his village Hosahalli. So, dear students, let's continue. We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. You don't have to eat it, just take a bite. The soreness is sure to go straight to your Brahmarandra. Now, Brahmarandra is the part between the head and the skull. I once took one such fruit home, and a chutney was made out of it. All of us ate it. The cough we suffered from after that. It was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. Now, it's a very hilarious incident being mentioned here, that he took one such sour mango at home, and a chutney was prepared, and then all of them suffered from cold and cough, particularly sore throat and cough. At that time they went to the local physician, and at that time they got to know the special quality of the mango fruit. Now, dear students, I'm moving on to the next paragraph because I do feel like the previous paragraph is very much clear to all of you. Now, let me move on. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. Not only the mango, the other things are also very much special in our village. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. Its flowers are a feast to behold. Now, if you look at the creepers from a distance, it looks very beautiful. Get 2 leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. Now, after taking bath, you can take some creepers back home, and obviously it can serve as a plate. You don't have to worry on which to serve the afternoon meal. You can use the creeper. You will say I'm rambling. Rambling means going on babbling, going on saying many things. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. Now, this shows the emotional side of the author, and his soft corner for his village, his liking and his love for his village Hosahalli. This line is a clear indication of that, dear students. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. Okay, if you are really interested, if you are really serious to visit us or visit Hosahalli, please write to me. Drop me a line means please write to me. I will let you know where Hosahalli is and what things are like here. Yes, I will let you know where Hosahalli is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? Now, obviously, his style is very interactive, as I already told to all of you, dear students. Here also, he is saying that the best way, he's giving a possible suggestion to every one of us, that the best way of getting to know a place is to visit the place. And don't you agree? And he is actually throwing a question to the reader, that don't you agree that the best way to know a place is to travel to that place? Don't you agree? Now, dear students, in this audio presentation I stop here. In my next audio presentation I will be discussing from the next line. I will be discussing the next paragraph. Okay, till then, dear students, please listen to this audio presentation. I hope you will like it. And if there is any doubt anywhere, please ask me about it and it will be clarified. Thank you, dear students. Thank you all.